What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with a review for you of this guy. This is the Xperia Z4 Tablet. It might not be the Xperia Z4 you're hoping for, but it's one you absolutely should consider. So before I jump into the review, let me give a disclaimer. First, I bought this one myself. I really just wanted to try it. It didn't come from any PR firm or from Sony. I just really was curious to see how it performed. Todd went to Mobile World Congress, that is one of his favorite things that he saw there back in March, so I figured I would give it a shot. It's on the market for a new tablet anyway. And I used this for about 2.5 weeks before filming this review. This is going to be in our lightning review format, meaning I'm just going to get right to the point to talk about all the stuff that I want to know about the tablet, and I think the things that you want to know. So let's jump right in and get this out of the way early. Let's talk about the Snapdragon 810. Does it overheat? There's a big misconception that having a Snapdragon 810 means your phone or tablet's going to just blow up the second you turn it on. I didn't have any overheating issues at all. It ran just as cool as any other tablet I'd used before, including the Nexus 9 and the Dell Venue. I had no issue with heat at all. And also the Snapdragon 810 was crazy fast, and 3 gigs of RAM on here as well didn't hurt it. So performance overall was incredible. The 810 I've had pretty good experience with, so you might be basing your experiences on what you've heard others say, but try it for yourself. It's been pretty solid for me. All right, next let's talk about that sweet design. This thing is 6.1 millimeters thin, and it feels like Sony forgot to put the whole battery in at just under 380 grams. The cool thing here is that there's no sacrifices at all. The 6,000 milliamp hour battery is great. I charge it about once a week, which is about the same as I did on the Nexus 9 and the iPad that I used before that. I've usually shied away from larger tablets, opting for like the 7 to 8 inch range instead, but I was really curious about the QHD display that Sony had, so I figured I would give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. It is gorgeous, and it's in the conversation for one of the best tablet screens I have ever used. The only reason it's in the conversation and not absolutely is, the screen doesn't get that bright, which is nice at night, because I usually do most of my tablet viewing with the lights off, so I'm not blowing my eyes out. You gotta turn the brightness almost up all the way whenever you're outside, so bear that in mind. And also, despite being crazy thin, light, having LTE connectivity, a killer display, a micro SD card, it's also freaking waterproof and dust tight with IP65 and 68. And on top of that, the ports are open. They're not closed and hidden under flaps. Your 3.5 millimeter headset jack and your micro SD port look like any other port on any other tablet. You don't expect this to be waterproof. In fact, I totally freaked my wife out. The first day I brought it home, I wanted to pretend like I was going to show her something on it. I was like, oh no, I got smudges on it. I turned on the sink and let water hit it. She freaked out. It is incredible the tablet that looks this good, is this light. It's also waterproof. It's an incredible feat by Sony. You look at devices like the Galaxy S6 Active, it certainly offers more protection when for drops, but also you have to make compromises from design to get that waterproofing in there. No compromises here at all. Granted, you don't get that same protection from drops, but you can take this to the beach, take it in the shower, take it in the tub, and not have to worry. From a software standpoint, the Sony skin is pretty light. It's based on Android 5.0.2. I do like the ability to run small apps on top of others, and the double tap to wake up is really nice. But the first thing I did when I booted this thing up was install Google Now, like immediately. But hey, you can also stream your PS4 games to it with the DualShock paired, so if you're into PS4 games, you can take this upstairs and not have to bother your mom, or your wife, or girlfriend, or boyfriend, or husband. So I very rarely talk about cameras and tablets, but this one's actually pretty decent, 8.1 megapixels. But holy moly, they went crazy with augmented reality here. Look, there's Spider-Man. Hey, they're dinosaurs. And now here I am as a different race, a woman and an animal. They just did it because they could. So I think people get way too caught up in the OS wars. If you want a tablet that you want to consume media on, you want to watch Netflix, want to watch Hulu, you want to browse the internet, watch YouTube, send tweets, update Facebook, which is what most people do their tablet things from, it's not going to matter whether you use an Android or an iOS. People think they really get caught up on what OS they have to have. One's better, one's worse. This is just a really good tablet overall that anybody could enjoy, regardless of OS preference. If you're an iOS fan, you've always used iPhones, you should still look at this tablet. It's an incredible experience. It's really light, it's thin, it's waterproof. If you're an Android fan, certainly look at this as well. It's one of the best tablets I have ever tested, one of the best devices I've ever tested, period. I wish it would come to the US though. To import this thing here costs around $800, but if you don't mind the cost, you live in an area where it already sells, I can almost guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. It gets an incredibly solid 9.5, losing only that small half a point from being perfect because I didn't like the power button on the left-hand side. Front-facing speakers could have been a little bit louder, but I mean, I'm just nitpicking here at this point. I love this thing. I have to pry it out of my hands. I'm glad that I bought it. So I don't have to send it back to any PR firm or back to Sony. It's mine to love and keep, and named Fred. So what do you guys think? Would you consider the Sony Xperia Z4 Tablet? Had you thought about it before? Maybe something wasn't even on your radar because, you know, it's not available in the US or maybe not available in your country. Really like to hear your thoughts on it. If you haven't seen one in person, try and find one, hold it, use it, look at that screen. I think you have a very different perspective than what you can get even just watching a YouTube video on it. Anyway, leave your comments down below. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see the unboxing video of the Xperia Z4 Tablet, here you go, check it out. Until next time, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. Talk to you, dear friends, in the next one.